you must have obtained some idea about matter. If we observe it carefully, some matter is stiff and is thus called solid. Similarly, fluid-like matter is called liquid, and almost weightless, low-density fluid is termed as gases. This is one type of classification of matter. In this video, we shall oversee the various types of matter according to their atomic composition. It is common sense that some atoms are of the same element. For example, two different oxygen atoms. Likewise, some will be different, like few atoms of nitrogen, potassium, oxygen, and sodium. When these atoms bond together, either ionically or covalently, molecules are formed. On basis of atoms, molecules are divided into elements, compounds, and an additional category, mixtures. Molecules having the same types of atoms are called elements. Some elements have a tendency to always form in diatomic form, or the form in two atoms. The list of such elements is as given below: hydrogen, nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine, chlorine, bromine, and iodine. Such elements are called diatomic elements. Likewise, elements like neon, helium, and other noble gases which form single atom molecules are called monoatomic molecules. Henceforth, S8 and P4 are called octoatomic and tetraatomic respectively. Together, the level from tetraatomic and the like is called polyatomic. Elements are further divided into metals, metalloids, and nonmetals. Elements that have many free electrons that facilitate the flow of electricity are called metals. For example, natrium or sodium, calcium or potassium, ferrium or iron, cuprum or copper, hydrogen or mercury, plumbum or lead, and etc. On the contrary, elements that don't have free electrons and don't facilitate the flow of electricity are called non-metals. For example, O2, H2, C2, Cl2, P, S, Rn, and etc. The names of these elements are as follows: oxygen, hydrogen, carbon, chlorine, phosphorus, sulfur, and radon. Metalloids are shiny brittle solids that look like metals and are called semimetals or semiconductors. When heated, metalloids can conduct electricity and behave like a metal. When cooled, they behave like a non-metal and become an insulator. Metalloids are the smallest group of elements on the periodic table. Only 6 metalloids are known to man. They are antimony, tellurium, silicon, germanium, arsenic, and boron. Molecules having some different types of atoms in their covalent bonds are called compounds. For example, washing soda, baking soda, sulfuric acid, carbonic acid, sodium chloride or table salt, etc. Adding to the list, mixtures are two chemically different substances combined together physically. These mixtures are classified into solution or homogeneous mixture, colloidal solution, and suspension, which are together collectively called heterogeneous mixtures. A solution is where the components of the mixture are uniformly distributed, as in salt solution and sugar solution. A colloidal solution or colloid is formed when the components are not uniformly distributed, but they don't settle down as their particles are too tiny for that, as in milk, ink, or blood. A suspension is formed when the insoluble component or the solute is heavier than water or the salt and has larger particles. Such a solute settles down after some time, as in muddy water, which is a good example of a suspension. Colloid and suspension are both heterogeneous but are different in appearance, as their particles have different sizes. Particles of solution are generally smaller than a nanometer or 10 to the power -9 meter, and the particles of a suspension are usually bigger than a micrometer or 10 to the power -6 meters. The particles of colloid, however, are somewhere between the both. The major difference between a compound and a mixture is that a compound's components are chemically combined and are virtually inseparable. On the other hand, a mixture's components are physically mixed and they are easily separable by common methods. These were the types of molecules. In the next videos, we shall learn molecules in details, and in its sequels, we will overlook concepts of general chemistry.